Um, Good evening, everyone. So the picture quality should be a little clearer. I don't know if this is good framing. Let's just call it good framing. But yeah, the picture quality should be clearer because cleaned my sensor today. It's very nice. There's always been like specks of like black in some of the footage I shot, and that'll finally be gone. Yippee! So, a clear image now. Good and clear image. I want to talk about feelings today. It's, feelings are such a hard thing that I feel like it's not necessarily taught very well, if at all, really, right? It's one of those things where part of it is also very subjective, and part of it is also conditioned. Part of it is how difficult it is to just introduce to someone or to understand for yourself as well, because it's not so intuitive like, oh, look at this thing. This is like, it's not an external force, it's an internal thing, right? So external, what I mean by that is like, music. We can both hear the same kind of music. Or when we see something, we can see the same thing. Even, sometimes we see the same thing and think different things. And that's what I mean, is kind of like the external things that happen we can agree on, but the internal things that happen we typically can't. And a lot of the times that's to do with the fact that we are, I don't know, sometimes raised a certain way, or we've experienced. It's essentially to do with the experiences that have stacked over time, and some of those experiences can be conditioned. Some of them are environmental. Some of them are maybe some of them are genuinely, like, I don't know. I would say personal. Personal is not the word. From within, right? Maybe you're born with them. Who knows, right? It's the intuition. But yeah, feelings are really strange, and sometimes you find out specific feelings and how to deal with them later in life, because the way you communicate those things haven't been embedded within you, and it's not easy or intuitive to do such things. Because I don't know, for me, for instance, it was just like growing up, I didn't talk about feelings. I didn't talk about anything that happened internally. Everything was external, and a lot of the times, anything that I wanted to say internally, about my internal everything, kind of just goes under the rug. Like, it doesn't matter, because it's not technically real, right? But it's to do with the way I experience the world, which is valuable and important for other people as well. Well, for me mostly. But if I want to get that across, it's very important. And the people that matter to me, and hopefully it'll matter for the people that matter to me as well, right? Either way, the point is, growing up, we're not taught. It's not like I can be like, hey, this thing is sadness. What you're feeling now is sadness. Because a lot of the times it's just kind of difficult. And of course, like, because I can't read what's in my mind, right? And sometimes there's misallocation of emotions, because sometimes we don't recognize specific things as we are not able to properly like deduce what they're feeling, right? So at any given point in time, anything that I say about my feelings or anything that someone says about my feelings are always going to be a proxy of what the actual feelings are, right? And so that's why teaching that is always so difficult. I can't just be like, hey, what you're feeling is sadness, or hey, what you're feeling is happy, you know? And even then, it's kind of like flavors, where salty and spicy are really easy to explain, or sugary, right? Like sweet, because there's literally salt for salty, right? You can be like, taste that, that's salty. If it has this in it, it's salty. Taste that, if it burns like the way it does, it's spicy. Taste that, if it's sweet like sugar is, that's sugary. And that's a thing I've noticed, is that it's difficult to explain beyond past that. You have to make general estimations, right? And the same thing with feelings. You kind of have to make general estimations. And that's why no one can know anything about anyone's feelings ever at all. You can get close, but you can't fully. So, yeah. And why this is so especially relevant for me right now is that I'm feeling down. I feel like I'm gonna cry on the daily almost. You know, I don't. There's like pressure behind my eyes, and I can feel it, right? And I don't know what the cause of it is myself, and that's a common thing. It's like I don't know what the cause of it is. Maybe part of it's to do with what I said earlier about not being able to, tell, because the language that we use to describe it can be misinterpreted, or it was misinformed as to what emotions are what. Maybe it's that I haven't quite experienced this kind of thing before. Sometimes we experience different foods differently. But at the end of the day, just like consuming food and experiencing emotions, the specific things I taste in a very complex dish, and the specific emotions that I feel on any given day, I kind of equate it to that almost, right? Because the experience that I have is vastly different. Or at least the way I feel about it is different, I guess. Because I feel lots of sadness. I feel drained. I feel like I don't want to work and things like that. And it's not like people don't feel those things at all. Actually, it's very common for people to have shared feelings, because we're humans, right? The actual chemicals that are involved in the process of these things are the same. The actual properties and nature of the way things tend to move is generally the same function. Where it differs is in specifics, right? And by the way, all of this, I'm not like a psychologist or anything. I'm not I don't know anything about anything. This is just my observations, right? But yeah, like so there's general way, like the general function of things are the same, but the specific way in which you feel them, what it's directed towards, where it's coming from, what it's about, and why you're feeling, the reasons you're feeling those things are all going to be different, right? For different people, for different things. They can be shared sometimes, but that's okay. That's just the nature of things. It can be shared sometimes, they're not. is what it is. But the thing that I'm like, no one's able. Maybe it's the fact that because no one's able to teach, like, everyone has a unique experience, as in the way they're raised shapes how they feel, or the way they're educated about feelings shapes the kind of things they feel, or what's associated to what, or things like that. Little differences that make deducing a point difficult, right? It's more like it's like if you ask a bunch of blindfolded people to walk in a general direction, everyone will generally be there, but they probably won't. Some will get to the specific point that you pointed out, but others will not be there. And so just like kind of, I guess it's a job of a person who teaches feelings to just get there, to just allow that to happen. And I think it's really the job of everyone to do everything. It's kindness is not just there for like people like waiters and waitresses. No, everyone just has to be nice all the time. That should be the default state, right? And in a similar sense, it's like, yeah, if someone's kind of like feeling weird about feelings, and we're someone that's kind of helping them through that, we should help them through that. But that's a different thing. Point is, feelings. So right now I feel lots of different things. I feel very sad. I feel isolated. I feel lonely. I feel useless because all of the times that I actually try to work, I end up not working and working on something else. And a lot of the times that something else turns out to be something useless. And even sometimes the work that I'm supposed to do isn't work at all. And sometimes it feels like I'm just avoiding a lot of what I'm supposed to be doing because of a feeling. And I don't know if that feeling is, I don't know if I'm scared or anxious or whatever, and I just wish I knew, and it's like, I don't know, it's easy to get annoyed at people and be like, why do I have to explain you how to feel things? That's the thing. Everyone should be fine with explaining to anyone about anything, because of the fact that no one knows anything, or at least nothing specific about anyone. Everyone should be fine with that, because the status quo is just the fact that no one knows shit. And it's like, you can't just be like, I can't believe you don't know that. No shit, you don't know that. Maybe you've just lived differently, okay? And maybe we should just, it's in our best interest to kind of have an open mind about people who might not know some things, right? And that while at the same time not pushing our own agendas towards anyone, because the thing that matters is understanding people and accepting people for how they are, within reasonable limits, as is always the case, right? Within reasonable limits for example, like hugging is fine, but you shouldn't hug someone that doesn't want to be hugged. But it's like, but I like hugging, I shouldn't give everyone hugs. Everyone deserves hugs. There are some, I was a kid like that, where it's kind of like, if you taught me one thing, I'd do that to everyone, right? And sometimes that doesn't apply, right? And the way you approach correcting that isn't by being like, you're stupid, you're dumb. The way of correcting that is being like, hey, that's not how things are. You should actually do this. And it's not the job of the parent necessarily, right? It is the job of the parent, of course. But it's also the default state. It's, I don't like using this or this term, but it's the bare minimum. The reason I don't like using the word the bare minimum is because it suggests that there is like a minimum standard that everyone should live by, which is undefined. Right? That's what I don't like about it, is that it's undefined. It's not that it should be defined, but it's more that the assumption that you make that by saying that it's the bare minimum is that everyone has that same rule set embedded into them. Some people don't, right? And it's okay. That can be corrected. You can just say, hey, that's not the way that's done, right? And if they don't listen, then they'll have to learn it the hard way, which is just repeatedly over time, all the time, they'll be told one thing, they'll not do it, and then they'll reap the consequences of it until eventually it just hits them way too late, and then they'll be like, fuck, I should have done something about that. And that's okay, because then they can do something about that then. Yeah, because no one will be helped unless they want to be helped. And getting to that point takes a lot of time, a lot of discouraging amounts of time. Literally, because you get discouraged. And then you're like, oh, maybe I should change. And then you do change. That's okay. Yeah. But point is, there's feelings I'm feeling, and I don't know how to express those feelings. I don't know what to do with these feelings. I don't know. I'm doing my best, obviously. I'm trying to understand them. I'm sitting with them. I'm letting myself feel these things. At the same time, there are certain things that I'm like, there's certain things that I'm doing that I'm like, this isn't something that I maybe should be doing, feelings wise, or and so on and so forth. Like lately, I've been really scared to text anyone, in fear that they will text me back. Not necessarily because they'll text me back, but because like I fear texting specifically my ex and our friend group, right? Because if I text our friend group, then my ex will probably know I'm available, right? And of course, a lot of the times when I'm texting, it's just I'm busy, right? But then, whenever I get this feeling that I am like, because I do want to text her, right? I love her very much, and I think she's a wonderful human being, and I would rather no one else in this world, really. But that's just me now. I don't know if it'll change, but I'm scared that I'll fall in love again with her, and I mean, not fall in love again. I'm scared that I won't heal. I'm scared that I'll go back to someone that doesn't want me. There's a reel or a post that I saw that kind of captured it pretty perfectly. And you know, what am I supposed to do? I don't know. I wish there was an instruction manual, but there isn't, and that's okay. Is it this one? Yeah. The spelling is wrong, but here we go. A man that cannot move. Wait, what does it say? A man who cannot move on. That's Ryan Gosling from La La Land, and a woman who won't come back. That's Emma Stone. That's essentially what's happening. She won't come back. And I have to battle with that. My own feelings. And that's what I'm doing. I'm trying to get better. But, yeah. I'm really trying to not feel too much. And I understand that's why people take time away from their ex. Well, I understand that's why they completely cut each other off. But I'm trying a different approach. I think this one might be better, which is really trying to embed it within myself that it's okay to just be platonic and to not develop feelings. Right? And the way that can happen is just from a bit of distance. That's okay. Distance is alright. Distance is okay. And don't get me wrong, I am taking a little distance. I'm not like, well, not, but can't text her as much as I used to, which is good. There's, with work and whatnot and procrastinating. I don't know. Feeling things is hard, and talking about them is hard because of all the reasons that I talked about earlier. And how do I feel right now? I miss her a lot, and I miss what we had, and I miss everything about her. And it kind of breaks my heart to know that. Sorry, I farted. It kind of breaks my heart to know that everything that happened. I'm happy that it happened. I'm happy I feel sad. If that makes sense. Because it means I had genuine love for that person. But all of this sadness it's different. Never experienced it. It's hard. And it's okay. It's hard like a lot of things in life. And it's just maybe it's cope, maybe it's something, but I always keep thinking that I want someone to talk to about this, or to rant, to vent, but at the same time I don't want to bother anyone. At the same time I don't have anyone to talk to, mostly because I'm too busy working, and mostly because I don't set aside time for it. I can't, really. The work needs me. Even today's a Sunday evening. I still have work I need to be doing, technically. Right. It's not good. I went on a date, like, the day before yesterday. I was like, whatever the hell, let's try it out, see how things are. I just, every single time that every single thought that came across in my head was always about her, not about the person in front of me. Also, the person in front of me was just not. She didn't seem very interested in me. She seemed very interested in talking about herself and her life. I was interested about her, and I was listening a lot about whatever she was talking about, and that was fine. But also at the same time, I couldn't do it. I just kept comparing. You know, even I've noticed I attract a certain kind of person. It's kind of tough to define now. I'm still like working on the wording of it, but yeah. It just made me realize it's gonna take a really, 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 really long time. Probably never. For my feelings to be in order again. My love for her is real, and it really will last forever. I didn't lie. That was the truth. Fuck, I've been talking for 26 minutes. I was gonna say I'm sorry, but who am I sorry to? These are from... I'm uploading these videos from me. I don't know. I've been watching them back sometimes, and it's like... I don't know. Hearing myself talk is really interesting. I have a tendency to go around in loops. I've always known that, but I guess I'll try not to do that so much. Just for me. Another news. This eye is kind of like really messed up. I don't know what's happening to it. And there's a bunch of perfume fragrances that I found in my dad's thing. This is a Dolce & Gabbana light blue right here. I love the way it smells. I saw a Jeremy fragrance video. It really does smell summery. I don't know how to describe it. It's kind of summery. The Absolute Dandy as well. This one also smells interesting. It doesn't smell like meat. It smells kind of manly in a way. There's a bit of like a earthy smell, almost like tobacco. Like raw tobacco, and I think it's all right. I think I'll give it a shot. And there's this one, Terre d'Hermès. I think this has got a weird, like really cool twist top. I really like that. And this one I think it's kind of it reminds me. It's a little sporty. That's how I don't know why, but sporty seems like the right word. And then there's this one, which I found really interesting. I don't know the name of it, but it looked really interesting. The packaging was cool. All the packages for these are really cool. But yeah, this one's very sweet and very... It smells like autumn, but in indoors. Like a cozy fireplace. But warm. It smells warm. It smells like it looks almost. Almost. It smells more... I don't know. Pumpkin spice girl. It smells white girly, I guess. I don't know what that means, but yeah, it's very interesting. I'll try them out. Let's see what I like. Test out my feelings. Test the limits of them. And I mean, just as a concept, that's how we learn, right? We just see the bounds of things, what works and what doesn't, what's good and what's bad, and then we adjust accordingly. And that's to do with feelings, thoughts, intellectual things, fragrances. You can definitely hear that. I'm sorry. Who am I sorry to? Me, I guess. Or the video. The art of making the video. I don't know. It's 30 minutes. It's too long. Hopefully I can slap a good grade on this. I've been grading better, I think. I saw something move. Maybe I'm tripping. But peace. And you too. Wow.